Mike from Better Me, and I'm really excited to be back with you guys today because today I want to talk to you about frameworks. I want to talk to you about what frameworks are and why kids really need frameworks in their lives. It just makes everything better. So really, what is a framework? So a framework is just a set of steps to be able to get something done. So it could be my 5 steps to learn how to learn better. It might be my 5 steps to learn how to read better. It could be my 5 steps to learn how to cook. It's like a recipe. It's like a recipe for success in something that you want to learn how to do. And so why are they so important? Well, I'll give you an example. So I'm a father of 3 kids, and you guys probably out there know that kids don't like to do their homework, right? Most of the time, kids either don't want to do their homework, they don't like to do their homework, they drag it out, they procrastinate. And so finally I was sitting down with my son and that was happening. So we were having a little bit of procrastination. Son didn't really want to do his homework. He was getting super late, and he has a habit of getting his homework done really, really late pretty much every day. And so I decided to kind of take it upon myself just to create a framework for him to be able to do his homework. And so what I did was I outlined in this framework exactly what he had to do for homework, exactly what he had for time in his day, exactly when he had which classes. And it turned out that he had something like over 7 hours of additional time in his day. And so with that 7 hours additional time in his day, he was able to take that and he was able to go ahead and do his homework. So when I start out the framework, all I do is start out with a simple shell. So it's basically, okay, like what do you have for your current subjects? Okay, you have science, you have math, you have history. Okay, great. So which one of those subjects give you the most homework? Okay, well, it's going to be science and it's going to be history. Okay, so if science and history give you the most homework, when is science and history? Well, science and history is at this time. Okay, is that time before all of your free time, all of your study halls, all of your advisor meetings? Is it before that time? Well, yeah, well, those 2 classes are before that time. Okay, great. So if you have X amount of time in those study halls every single day, and you have X amount of advisory time, which is just another thing that's free time, then you should be able to get a lot of this homework done in school so that when you get home at night, you don't have to do that much homework. And so we sat down and we mapped it all out. We mapped out the different classes. We mapped out how long the classes were. We mapped out how much homework he was getting in the classes every single night. And it turned out to be an average of something like an hour and 20 minutes of homework in those classes every single night. And so at the end of the day, as we mentioned, we got a little over 7 hours of time available per week that he can use in school to be able to get his homework done. And this also includes, and this is a reason why you do the framework, this also included any kind of travel time. So any time sitting on the bus. So that's why we want to write it all out. We want to write the steps out. We want to write all the pieces out so we understand, okay, what classes do you have? How much homework do you have in those classes? When do you have those classes? Are they before study halls? Are they after study halls? Like when can you actually fit blocks of time in so that you can go ahead and do the homework for those classes prior to actually getting home? Because that's the key. If you can get more homework done prior to getting home, then you won't have as much homework to do at the end of every night. And so he went from getting his homework done at like 10, 11 o'clock to getting it done at around 7:30. So huge improvement. And the cool thing about that was he was super happy about it, and he had a ton of momentum because of it. So because he was super happy, he got really excited about it and actually kept this up for a week straight. So not only was he getting his homework done earlier, in that bus time that he had, so it was like 35 minutes each way on the bus, he was actually able to read a book that I assigned him, which was Extreme Ownership, which was actually great. So he actually finished that entire book, and he had a bunch of time back in his evening because he was getting his homework done sooner every single day. And this was all because of the framework. So again, it's just steps. It's just steps that you're mapping out. And so then you could take that framework and you could reuse that framework maybe for other kids, right? So if you have a high schooler, you might have a different framework than you would have for maybe a middle schooler. Or if you have a middle schooler and a preschooler, you might have a different framework for that preschooler than you would for the middle school. So then you can go and take that framework and you can use it any way that you wish. And so it's the same thing for adults too. Like there's frameworks for everything that we do. Like what's the recipe for our success? And that's what we have to go ahead and figure out. And then once we master frameworks, it makes life just a lot easier because again, it gives you really the key to success in what you want to do in life. And if we pass that on to our kids and have them understand frameworks, then we can leverage it in things like school, right? So if we have kids that, don't have the best aptitude for wanting to do homework, we can actually create a framework for them. It gives them motivation. It makes them feel like they have power in that very moment of doing their homework. And they're really happy because they have a lot of time left over at the end of their day. So guys, I hope this helps. Please comment at the bottom if you have any questions. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. And until then, guys, I'll see you in the next video.